Hello, my name is Khalees Kane and I go to school at UNCG. I have a question for you. Do you know the steps it takes to vote? As a college student myself, I can confidently say I do not know the steps it takes to vote. And by steps, I mean understanding what's going on and why I'm voting and who I'm voting for. I think college campuses like UNCG should be a bigger part of this because as freshmen coming onto campus, this is us stepping into our adulthood. And this is when we don't really know how to live by ourselves and we're just figuring that out. And as a college student, I think voting should be a big priority for us as well. This is something that's going to be a major deal when we get out of college. We're going to be about 22 or 25 for average. And us not knowing how to take care of our state, our community, our country will really set back America. And I feel like that's a big problem that a lot of us are having now and realizing as we grow up. I feel like political literacy is lacking because there's also a scarceness of talking about it and about offending some people. But there are ways to go about this, and hopefully today I can present some to you. My campus, UNCG, has already provided things like on their website, iSpartan, how and where to vote. And how to vote is just how to register to vote. And where to vote is at our rec center, which is called Kaplan. We can go vote there and we can be early voting there as well. Um, they also provide transportation there, and that's pretty much all the information they give us when it comes to voting. But as we know, voting has a bigger part in adulthood's life and just adults' lives. And I feel that is like the bare minimum of information that we need to really improve our knowledge on this subject. So, for ways to take steps to try not to offend anyone, but to have people knowledge. One thing we can do is make a poster board for people that come onto campus. Right now, we already have booths set out when it's time for presidential elections. We have booths set out where they hand out flyers, but really only the sorry, flyers say how to register to vote, and that's pretty much a strong recurring thing here in UCG. But what I feel like they really need is a poster board. This one is for presidential election, and this one is for the 2024 election. I have all the candidates here that have a possibility to vote. We have a possibility to vote for, and a few things that they are for and against. The blue being Democrat and the red being Republican. And if they do this and like maybe say add a barcode right here, I feel like this will already be one giant step for how college students can better understand what steps they're taking. Just by listing out these names, I now know who I'm going to be voting for and who I'm deciding against. Some people do not even know until they go into the ballot room and look and read to see who the candidates are. This is now making me exposed a little sooner than on election day about who is going to be names are going to be on the ballot, and also a few things that they're for and against, and we can now see what aligns up to our beliefs as well. A few things that I put on there were for Joe Biden. He is against adding U.S. term limits, and he is for negotiation on prescription drugs. If that's something you're interested in, now as a college student, I know, oh, I think I have the same beliefs as this. There's also a website that you can go on that also states verbal things they have said about why they're for and why they're against this. Um, and that's all for all of them. I put at least two, but you can make a longer list if you have a bigger poster board. Um, just with that and adding the QR code, I feel like it's adding the hip thing that now us college students are more likely to do, and that is take a photo. And just by scanning that QR code, and it brings you maybe to the website I mentioned before about where they stand and why they said what they said they stand on it for, and just being able to read that. And when they get in the ballot, also just saying like that's not the first time you've seen it and you've been exposed to it before. And just with these few little steps, like a whole way we vote can change. And I feel like that's really big thing here. And if we can find more steps to make it less offensive for people, like taking another QR code or having the school like send out a survey saying if they're more willing to vote and understand how to vote if these things were to be taken into place. Also, they also hand out things to us, and I feel like if their handouts have things like on my poster board on it, I might carry it with me for longer. I might skim it through it before I throw it away. It's all about the exposure before actually stepping into the building to vote. This is only for presidential elections. I feel like it could be a big change in local, state, and federal and countrywide if students know why they're voting and who they're voting for. Um, I hope this better ha- gives you a better insight of what I'm trying to explain and the literacy that is lacking on campuses, especially UNCG. Just knowing where to vote and how to register is not enough for students to understand what's going on around them. And this would be a big change in our history if we start paying attention to what college student, young adults raising the future, the next generation of how to survive in our country. We can make America a better place that we will want to live in because we actually feel we have a say in what's going on. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Khalees Kane, and go G.